Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the main channel. We're back. I just got the channel back like 3 or 4 hours ago. I was debating on whether or not I should stay on the other backup channel, but I was so excited, and it is a Friday, and I really thank you guys for getting back to the main channel. Now, I thought I would start out the show with this Outer Limits episode from 1997. And it released on Lupercalia on February 14th, Valentine's Day. And it was all about a mutation that was brought about by combining two chemicals that causes the entire world to become sterile. And there are a few babies that are born, but they're born malformed. Now, I'm not going to show you the images that they showed, but it was pretty disturbing. So let me play this clip. This is crazy.
Pterodotoxin exposure in the human population. We estimate that the pterodotoxin exposure in the human population is between 95 and 97%.
My God.
Dark rain is now falling on every continent.
Genetically damaged, not considered to be viable.
The birth rate of viables has already fallen to near zero.
Viables?
The few births that have occurred in the affected areas have been mutations, sir.
So, you're telling me that the whole damn human race is becoming sterile, is that correct?
We should reach zero population growth in a matter of months.
I alerted this committee to the possibility of this 18 months ago.
The administration is well aware of your theory.
With respect, sir, it is not a theory, it's a fact. They combined to become a new chemical and start a chain reaction.
Chemicals used by both sides were designed to become inert in a matter of hours and degrade in the atmosphere.
The data supporting your theory is inconclusive.
We brought this on ourselves.
What the people deserve, Dr. Golan, are solutions, not speculation. The political fallout that would happen if it was perceived that we caused this.
We did cause this. If we share what we know with the scientific community,
You will reveal nothing.
You'll be more than fairly compensated. In fact, if Sherry is carrying a healthy child, you'll never have to work again. You could say you've won the lottery.
You gonna pay us?
what do you want?
What do you...
Now, this couple, they have one of the first normal births in 10 years. But the problem is the scientific establishment tries to stake a claim over their own child. And they fight it, but at the end, they get rescued by this all-white resistance group called the NWA.
What are you doing here?
I'm with the NWA. Do you want to be free?
What are you talking about?
Mr. and Mrs. McAllister?
Now, what makes this funny is that I know this isn't a laughing matter, but of course everybody knows who the real NWA is, right? Nuggets with Attitude, Dr. Dre, Eazy-E. They started NWA in like 1988. And of course, Eazy-E supposedly died of HIV, which all of this is starting to come full circle, isn't it? Slouchy, the whole HIV thing. And there's something to this. This is probably why they had NWA on the wall here. It was like a tell. Now, this came out in 1997, so I don't know when Eazy-E got HIV, but it's almost like they knew what they were going to do or something. Now, this group, the NWA in the series, in this episode, Outer Limits, I didn't show clips of this, but they pose as the coroner's office to pick up bodies from this research center, and they smuggle the couple and their baby out of the research center in caskets. And on the back of their truck and on the back of their jackets, it prominently says coroner. Now, we know what that really means. Sharona, another dead giveaway. So, I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. Let me go in here to the show and make sure we're with you guys. It appears as though we are. Now, I got a couple of quick headlines that you might not have heard yet. And then we'll get into this new Ghiswell information. Now, here's what's going on with we're going to call it Mangate Gate. right? Man-gate gate. And I'm calling it that because you're not even allowed to say that word anymore, something that makes metal stick to it. But here's what I want you to understand about this whole psyop that we just went through with Man-gate gate. You don't see the media mocking people with all of the other reactions. You don't see the media mocking people with rashes, anaphylaxis, crazy cycles, blood blots, and all the other things that have happened that they say are or are not related to the sticker. You just see them ignoring it and not reporting on it. What you do see is endless mockery against the people who claim that a man-gate can stick to them. That should be your clue right there of what this really is. A setup. To me, this is the dead giveaway. Now, some of you are going to hate me right now because some of your favorite YouTubers are claiming that all this is real. And you can't imagine that someone would make a mistake on this or read something into something that isn't true. But I promise you, time will reveal the truth about all of this. I don't know why she's showing up in this. Let me refresh this. What's going on here with this story? They showed the actual nurse up in front of a group of people. And she, oh, here it is here. I wonder if they're going to show it here. And now they're just mocking this woman, right? Of course they're going to mock her because the whole thing was a setup. Like I said, if this was real, then all these other, then they would be focused on this, all this other stuff. So now they've got this woman and she's on blast here. Here they show her trying to stick a key on her neck. That should be another clue. The key. Now, of course, this is a psyop too. This woman isn't real. She's here to gaslight and mock us as well because she was not able to get it to stick to her neck. But they've done this on purpose to make us all look crazy. This resembles what happened with the letter that shall not be named in the whole crap it hole event and that honey trap. What they want and what they needed was this whole thing to be set up first. They needed it to go viral and all these people to try it. Then they can mock it in the news. In other words, they built it and now they're tearing it down. So I'm a little upset about this whole thing. It has divided our community once again, but time will tell. I am confident the Most High will reveal the truth about this and we will learn a lesson from it. Okay. That if it's too good to be true, remember how the letter that shall not be named, they kept mentioning it in the news over and over and over and over again. And some people thought, oh, that gives it credibility. But no, it's just the opposite. If you make it to the news, then you've already been compromised. You've already lost the credibility of what's going on. They're not going to sit here and mention this over and over and over again if they thought that they could get in trouble and that this was actually true. They're mentioning it over and over again to tear down our credibility. And it's working. All the people that were on the fence about the sticker, guess what? They don't want to be labeled as one of those people. Right? So, this is what I think is going on with this. And hopefully we can get past this and move on. And maybe start to help those poor people that are having all the other effects that are on social media. And focus back on that stuff, which is very real. You can actually see what's happening on their bodies. And that will help wake people up as to, hey, that could happen to you. So, enough of this. And let's go on to this next story. Now, this is huge. Many of you have probably already heard about this from other channels. This broke, I think, yesterday. And they're talking about heart issues among young men who got the sticker. Now, this is just one of the reactions that will probably be overlooked because of the hysteria surrounding the Man-gate gate. sticking to arms. Now, before we get into this article, understand that in December of 2020, right after the stickers came out, the Cactfeckers were saying beyond a shadow of any doubt that there was no risk of inflammation or any bad reactions to this. Here is, all I did here was do a simple search by date. This is AP. Okay. I did a simple search by date just before the sticker came out in December of 2020. And here they are dispelling rumors that there could be any inflammation. I'm going to read this. Some social media users have previously raised false claims. Well, this is about the animal trials. Okay, so that was a false claim. Okay. So it says the trials were conducted. They were done simultaneously with human trials. In the past, researchers working with... Well, let's go back up here. Claim. Oh, okay, they're not talking about it there, but look at this. They're done simultaneously with human trials. In the past, researchers working with R to the N to the A had found that inflammation took place in animals. However, researchers now know that they can modify a building block so that it can move in the body undetected by inflammation triggers. This is AP, you guys. Furthermore, the stickers rely on these other, which does not cause dangerous inflammation in animals. So, if you're a person, a layman reading this, you feel as though there's really no risk. They don't say there's no risk of inflammation, but the wording here makes it basically calms your fears of this taking place. Okay? But then we fast forward to now, and all of a sudden, let's read this article. A higher than expected number of young men have experienced heart inflammation after their second dose, according to the data. Okay. Have been investigating these cases after Israel's health ministry reported that it has found a likely link to the condition in young men. So now there's a likely link. So what are we supposed to believe, Cactfeckers? Is there no risk or very little risk or no big deal? Don't worry about it? That they've adjusted it so that there is no longer a risk? Or do we believe this that says now Israel saying there is some kind of possible connection? So now there are other conflicting articles related to other reactions early on in all of this compared to what they're saying now. They've done an about face on several of these things that in the beginning, they were basically going around discrediting anyone who said that, pulling down their posts. And now all of a sudden we're at a point where they're starting to concede some of these things. Now the problem I have with this is that any time that a person came onto social media to make a claim about something bad happening related to their sticker, they were discredited immediately by the Cactfeckers. In fact, they would go after these people and start looking into their background and their life, discrediting them, or saying that nurses didn't have a degree, or trying to diminish their credentials somehow. And some of the same reactions that are now admitting that are connected to the stickers were not admitted before. So here's how it went. In the beginning, a bunch of people came out saying something they felt as though something bad had happened after the sticker. Then the Cactfeckers denied until too many people came out saying the same thing. And then after it's too late, they then conceded that there may have been a connection. But they weren't conceding that in the beginning. So what do we call that? What's the word for that when that type of phenomenon happens? Well, science will say that we're still gathering information, so we can't draw any conclusions. But meanwhile, while they're gathering this information, they're not really coming completely clean as to even there being a possibility in the beginning that there was a connection. It isn't until later that more and more people come out saying that this happened or that happened that they start to say that there's a possible connection. But by then it's already too late. because the people that maybe may have made a different choice and decision if they knew that these things were happening. Now, let's pop back over here. Thanks everybody for finding us back on the main channel. Hopefully we can stick around for a while. Hard to say the way things are on YouTube. But let's get into what's going on with Ghiswell. So what is going on? Well, her brother has now set up a social media sites across Twitter, YouTube, and a few other places trying to do damage control for Ghiswell. And of course, now she is claiming the Me Too movement and that we should all have sympathy and believe her innocent until proven guilty, despite all of the people coming forward. It's not like just one person is accusing her. There's lots and lots and lots of people. And her brother has come out, and her defense is complaining about her locker room conditions after she, after everything that she was alleged to have done to her victims, their passports being taken and then being trapped on the island. Now all of a sudden she's complaining about her locker room conditions. Now, of course, we're not going to watch this video, but we're going to read down through some of these comments. And I'm going to demonstrate to you how bots and paid people who are posing as unbiased viewers try to misdirect, skew, and lead the agenda to muddy the waters about what actually happened. And sadly, this kind of propaganda is believed by a lot of people. So let's read some of these comments here on this video. We'll sort this by top comments. I'll zoom this up a little bit. Top comments. Man, let's zoom this up. Man, being held against your will and probed in the mouth at regular intervals by strangers sure does sound terrible. Department of Ironic Punishments outdid themselves this time around. That's pretty funny. Okay, so this guy, I think right here, is probably a bot or basically a paid person to come on here and help people see a different side. So, does not justify mistreating detainees, does not begin to justify detention and mistreat detainee. Gosh, what a tongue twister. Mistreat detainees. So, of course, he has to call out the sarcasm, and you're going to see this person all throughout this comments section. There aren't a lot of comments on here. It's interesting because this video already has 156,000 views, and look at the thumbs up and thumbs down ratio. Something is happening here. They may be minimizing the impact of this. They don't want people to see the huge amounts of dislikes that you would think would come out of a lot of people watching this video. It says, if Ghislaine was good, she wouldn't have been on that island so much. Bad things happen at the island. Yeah, exactly. At any given point, she could have walked off the island, right? She didn't have to stay there. She was on and off the island where these things were happening, and she knew they were happening. And if she could claim some kind of mental condition, that would probably be her best bet. Say, oh, I lost my mind during those times. I didn't know what was going on. I just fell into the trap, in the mind trap of Mr. Eggstain. And that, in my opinion, that would be her best defense, but she's not going to go there. She's trying to say she's a victim. Girls who were groomed by your sister think differently about her innocence. There was also a lady on here who actually claimed to be a victim. Let's see if we can read down through here. My heart bleeds for you. She deserves everything coming her way. Let's thumb these up. This guy and his brother were charged with and acquitted of financial crimes related to the business practices of his father, Polish tycoon Robert Maxwell. Yeah, so they're basically discrediting her brother here. I don't know what that says. Got to be careful here. This seriously has to be a joke. I agree. I don't know what the eyeball means. Spend a lot of time in MCC. Mixed incompetence with good deal of malice, and you get MCC. I don't know what MCC is. Oh, that must be the prison she's in. Tell me your opinion. The movie Kitties, trash or treasure? Hi, Ian. Would love to interview in your family. So this guy's trying to get an interview. The French don't believe in innocent until proven guilty. They believe in guilty till proven innocent. This is incredible. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's a mint on your pillow at Guantanamo. I think Bo Jiven's claiming to close it, but they all claim to want to close it, right? Guantanamo. This is funny. The balls needed to promote this all over YouTube. I would agree with that. Crimea River. Stop making believe you're victim. Stop the crying, blaming your sister as a selfish monster. And here's this guy defending that. You're showing a pathetic take a breath. Well, I agree with that. Guilty by association. It's one thing if you run into the person once or twice, but you start flying on planes named after people that got hurt. You're pretty much, you've made your bed. They deleted my first comment, says this person. This person says, thanks. Oh, geez. Look at this. Wow. So you would think that there would be way more comments on a video with this many views. But anyway, you guys can check this out. Only 128 subscribers. Whoops. Stop that. That's the brother there. So this is what's going on. Okay. I wanted to bring that to your attention. This is kind of new. This hasn't been around. I guess it's been here a month. But you guys can check that. I guess there's a Twitter page as well. So that's what's going on with that. Now, Monday, we'll be back on here to look at St. Hubertus and Jägermeister commercials. I was looking back through some of these old Jägermeister commercials, and they talk about keeping it chilled at negative 18 degrees, which of course is negative 6 plus 6 plus 6. And their ad campaign seems to center around it. In fact, their logo or their slogan was, "It runs deep." Now, all this was pre-CV19. We'd identified that CV19 pretty much is it. It's funny because a lot of the truth channels are also calling it it, because that's all we can say because of the censorship. So this will be interesting to see how all this plays out over the next few weeks and months and years. But yeah, Monday we're going to be looking at some of these Jägermeister commercials. Here are I looked at basically the first 5 commercials, and they are dark, you guys. Dark, dark, dark. So we'll check those out on Monday. All right, let's go back into the chat. Yes, Bill. Jaeger programming stuff is crazy. Uh-oh, got some trouble. Trouble in the room. Yeah, Chuck, you've been warned several times. So, for blasphemy. So I've instructed Tom to give you one more chance, time you out, and then if that happening, and you've been warned like several times over the last several shows for basically trying to say Jesus is the devil and stuff like that. That's blasphemy. That's just not permitted here. I don't understand how you can come here every single day with the message that you know that we talk about, that Jesus is the Son of God and God in the flesh, and that this is who we give all the credit to on every single show as to how we get these revelations, and for you to still say that he's the devil, we're just done. Okay, we're done. So you can speak your mind, but knock off the blasphemy. Okay, just knock it off. Go somewhere else. So I've told, and then what it does, it distracts everybody. We're here talking about things that you're not even talking about, and it's like you're here just to disrupt everything. So you're in our living room. If you keep disrupting us, you're just going to get shown the door. Okay? We tried to be nice. We've given you like 10 chances, dude. So, you're really close to getting blocked. And you guys see the patience I have to have. I don't like to just block people because there's always a chance for people to repent, come to God, you know, whatever it is that they're doing. And so I don't like to block people. But he's been given, and you guys have seen it in the chat, we've given this guy like 20 chances. No other chances would have put up with this. Don't call the Son of God and my Savior the devil. Don't do it. Okay. Enough of that. Okay, what else do we have here? I love you, Chuck, but you got to knock it off, all right? Okay. All right, so I might do some, a lot of you, like I would say like 20% of you didn't know we were on the other channel for the last week. So I may re-upload some of those videos. We had some really good shows on the backup channel this week. So I'm going to re-upload those maybe over the weekend so everybody else can get caught up on that. I don't expect all of you to watch those same shows all over again. But if you can and do, just put it on autoplay. That would definitely help our channel get back up and running over here. So that's what you're going to see over the weekend. Some re-uploads from this week's live shows that we did. We did a live show every single morning on the backup channel, but some of you didn't find your way back over there. So that's why I'm going to re-upload those for your benefit. I love each and every one of you, even Chuck. And I'll see you guys over the weekend and Monday. Have a great day and a great weekend, everybody.